friends, and welcome back to my channel, and to this video that's going to be a review of the Spectral palette by Linda Hallberg Cosmetics. I was not intending to do a separate review on this one, but I have gotten a lot of questions about this palette, what I think of it, if I think it's worth the money, and also a lot of requests of seeing looks. And also a lot of requests for me to compare this to other similar palettes. When I did a first review of this palette, and I will leave that up here in the corner if you want to check that out. I did some comparisons to similar palettes that I thought, and today I thought I'd swatch some of the similar shades next to each other so that you can see if you think that they are dupes enough or not, and that so you can get a feeling for what kind of shades are in this palette. This is the outside. It has a really good magnet. It's super beautiful on the outside, by the way. Really pretty. The ingredients are on the back as well. And this is what it looks like on the inside. I did create the look I have on right now, plus another look, and I will have that up hopefully tomorrow. So there's going to be a one palette, two looks up tomorrow with this palette, and together with the first impression I will have done 3 looks with this palette on my channel. I also did 1 look outside of YouTube, but I did something almost similar to what I have on right now, just to see how those shades work together. So I have used all of these shades on my eyes. I've even used all of these shades on my eyes on YouTube. So if you want to see how any of these shades work, either look up the first impression that's already up or wait for the looks that's coming tomorrow. This palette is $59 and you can buy it either off Beauty Bay, which I think is the easiest way to buy it if you are not living in a Nordic country that has Kicks. If you're living in a Nordic country, you can buy it off Kicks. Kicks always has 20% off coupons if you are like a member at Kicks, which I do recommend you to be if you do like shopping makeup and live in the Nordics, because then you can get 20% off this palette. Beauty Bay, I don't know if it's $59 on Beauty Bay. I know that they write up stuff sometimes, especially indie brands, to be able to get a margin on them. So I know that Linda Hallberg, if you buy it from her site, if you get free shipping if you spend $100. So if you were aiming to pick up more stuff from Linda Hallberg, I think you would get a better deal just buying from her site. Also, her shipping is amazing and it only takes a couple of days to get almost anywhere in the world. But on Beauty Bay, you get free shipping if you only spend $20 or something, but the shipping normally takes a bit longer. It takes 3 weeks or something, which is normally what it takes for someone in Europe to buy something from US. So for me, that's nothing, but if you are used to getting shipment in 2 days, I totally get why you would think that that is a pretty hefty price. The magnet on this palette is amazing. It is such a beautiful watercolor packaging with the theme of the packaging. It's Linda on the front. It's the same colors that you see inside, which is something that I like, but it's not it's not necessary as long as it at least goes with the same theme. For example, the Riviera palette by Anastasia, which is one of the palettes I'm going to compare it to, it has a specific theme, so I don't necessarily need to see those colors in the palette. I do like when they are matching like this one is. It also has a really good, sharp, good quality mirror. It's very slim, this packaging, which is something that I like. It is a bit I want to show you next to the Riviera just to show you how big this is. It is about as long as the Riviera. It's just a bit taller because the pan sizes in this is a bigger pan size, and in Riviera, the pan sizes in this one is nothing. It's 0.73 grams per shade, which is not even a gram per shade. It's very little, and this one I think it's 2.5 grams per shadow. 2.5 grams, which is a lot. So if you are a person who goes through a lot of eyeshadow, or if you are a makeup artist, or if you are a person who doesn't buy, that's my share, or if you're a person that don't buy a lot of eyeshadows, maybe you do like that there is a lot of product in it. Personally, I would prefer if these were smaller pans and you get, to be fair, a third of this and just price it a bit lower. And I think that when it comes to the pricing, I think that, and I talked about this before, people see Linda Hallberg as an indie brand, any brand coming from nowhere, charging $59 for her palettes, but that's not how we in Nordic countries or in Sweden see it. Linda Hallberg is a very famous makeup artist. She is our Natasha Denona or our Pat McGrath. She is a celebrity makeup artist. She does catwalk editorials, she does photo shoots and celebrities, and she's been on fronts herself. So I'm not saying this to be like, oh my god, Linda's so famous. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that this in the Nordic country isn't just anyone who's coming out with a makeup line. Linda Hallberg is a very known makeup artist here, and the pricing is pretty typical of a mid-range brand in Sweden. So this isn't even luxury in Sweden. This is not Chanel prices in Sweden. An Urban Decay eyeshadow palette or the Anastasia eyeshadow palette in Sweden, this one is over $60 in Sweden. So I hope you realize that it's about the same price range as Anastasia Beverly Hills in Sweden. And I will say, I think the quality of Linda Hallberg really does live up to the prices that she's charging. It is good quality. I don't think that anything from her has been bad. I know she discontinued the liquid liner. For me, the liquid liner works, and I think that that was the problem with the liquid liner, that it worked for some people and for some it didn't. The demo versions that they got were perfect, but then when they upscaled the production, some of them didn't work as good as they did when they just had a smaller production. But I got one that was fine, so I'm hoping that they will solve this in the future so that everyone can get a good liner if they want to. I'm going to show you some swatches of this palette. Let me just do that now, and then we can come back and I'll let you know how I feel about this palette, and also show some comparison swatches to other palettes. All of the shadows in this palette perform beautifully. The mattes are very pigmented and smooth and blendable. They're very silky to the touch. I would say that they almost, like when you touch them, they feel like the Kat Von D shadows do. Like they're very smooth and silky and finely milled. I do like that in mattes. They are buildable and blendable, and you can start with lighter shades and build some darker shades upon it. I do like that she included this occult in here to have something to deepen up the other shadows with. I feel like this occult worked with all of the other three mattes. I have done looks with this one in a transition, this one in a transition, and this one in a transition, and I used occult with all of the looks, and it's been perfectly fine. The abstract is more of a topper shade. It's what I have in the middle here, topped over both the purple and the silver. It is like a purpley blue duochrome. It is a bit glittery. It is not the same formula as the duochromes in her other palette she has out. What were those called? You know, the quads. It is not the same formula. This is a bit more, it's a bit more opaque than those and not as glittery. So it's like it's more of a, I don't want to say normal eyeshadow, but it's more like a glitter duochrome in the normal sense, not the Pat McGrath's special formula. That's not the kind of formula you have here. The illusion is very tightly like pressed. It is very, very opaque. It is what I have in my inner corners and on like half my lid. It swatches like a dream. It is a bit gritty when you feel it because it's so like glittery and tightly pressed, but I don't feel like it's like when I touch it like this, it doesn't feel like gritty at all, and I do feel like it performs really good. I feel like something like this and also abstract will work better if you use a setting spray or a glitter glue or pack it over concealer like I did today, just to prevent any fallout and have something for the glitter particles to grip onto. But I think that both of them work really good. This one is not a topper shade though, it's very opaque. Then we have Dim and Faint. They are both more like traditional shimmer shades. They are not like a high impact foil, but if you spray them you will get more of a now I want to say foil effect, but they do get more opaque and more shimmery. I think both of them are really nice, and I do like that she included 4 different formulas in one palette. I think that that's the future. That is what I think we will see even more in palettes in the future. Maybe not for 2019, but maybe for 2020 we will see palettes that have more than 2 formulas. It's not just going to be mattes and shimmers anymore. It's going to be like glitters and foils and duochromes and like toppers and mattes and sets. I think that that is the future, and I think that that is exactly what we had also in the Kaleidoscope palettes that I have reviewed for you. They are doing more than 2 formulas, and I think that that is very interesting. If you like this color scheme, I don't think you will be disappointed with this palette. It is a really nice quality palette. I think that with all like more expensive palettes, people sometimes get their expectations up here. I mean, the palette is not going to do your makeup for you. That's not what's going to happen. But the quality is really nice, and I have been happy with working with these shadows. I haven't run into any problems or obstacles having to work really hard with these shadows. I think they're really nice. They work really pretty. And I like that this is a pastel color scheme with more of a toned down, almost grungy look. It has a bit like the names are like dim, faint, airy, abstract, illusion, occult, phantom, unknown. It is almost like that, like ethereal, like mysterious vibe, and I feel like that's what this is. It's like a mysterious, grungy, almost like mystical spring pastel palette that is not just pastels, because I don't feel like these two and this one is particularly pastel-y, but the other ones are. All in all, I like this palette. If you don't like this color scheme, if you don't like the swatches, you're probably not gonna like it, but I think it's good, and if it's something that you were really eyeing and you think that these colors would be something for you, I do think it's a nice palette. Let me show you now some comparisons to other palettes that are pretty similar. One of the palettes where people were like, oh, it looks like the Creepy Cute. This is what the Creepy Cute looks like. Let me see if I can show you these two together now, because I did it in the first impression. Oh my god, wait. Okay, so this is what they look like together. Is this even visible? Oh, here you are. And you can see that there are some similar shades, but they are not dead on dupes. The Creepy Cute is more of a traditional pastel palette. Almost like the Spectral palette is a bit more deeper and almost like it's a bit more, I don't want to say grungy, but it's just a bit more deeper or brighter. I think that some of the colors that seem similar is Creep It Real. Let me see if I can swatch these next to each other just on the hand so you can see it. Creep It Real and Phantom seem very similar, and they are pretty similar, but you will see in the swatches that the Creep It Real is more of a traditional like pastel. And also the Cold Shoulder has the same tone as Abstract, but of course Abstract is a shimmer, so it's not going to be dupes. Let me see if I can show you like this. The ones that are to the, what is it going to be, your left? Well, the ones that are to this side, is this your left? I think so. My god, I'm the worst. Or is this your right? The ones that are to this side, these are the Creepy Cute ones, and the ones that are to this side are the Linda Hallberg ones. And you can see that the Creepy Cute is more of a traditional pastel palette, and the Creepy Cute, well, if you don't look at the last greens, and the Creepy Cute is more of a traditional pastel, and the Linda Hallberg one is a bit more, I don't want to say deeper, but it's got a bit more pigmentation to it, and maybe would be a bit more friendly to different skin tones, to be honest. Even though I feel like the Creepy Cute has a very nice opaque formula that really fixes to the skin, maybe the Linda Hallberg colors have a bit more color to them and a bit less white to them, which would probably work on a bit more skin tones. But as you can see, they do have some similar tones in them, but they are not dead on dupes. The next palette I want to compare it to is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera palette. As you can see, they are not like dupes, but there are some similar vibes with like the greeny turquoises, the blues, the purples, the pinks. There are some similarities, even though you will see that there are not any dead on dupes. These are the shades right here, and the shades that are to this side are the Anastasia ones, and the shades that are to this side are the Linda Hallberg ones. I am just comparing different tones, showing you that you can find some of that like green, some of the blue, the apricot, the purple, the pink. Like you can find something similar in the Riviera palette, even though they are not dead on dupes. If it was like the vibe of the color scheme you were looking for, you could find something not duping, but something similar within the Riviera palette. I bet that these two palettes would look beautiful together, to be honest. When everybody else was busy comparing this palette to the Creepy Cute palette, this is the first palette that came to mind for me. This is the... Why do I have a feather here? You see that? A little feather? It's from a cat toy. This is the Electric palette by Urban Decay. This is discontinued, and they have not any dupes, but the color scheme is extremely similar. The green, the pink, the purple, the violet, the silver. I am going to show you some close-up swatches and you are going to see that the Spectral palette is the pastel little sister to the Electric palette. This is what they look like. Again, on this side is the Electric palette and on this side is the Linda Hallberg palette, and you will be able to see that you can find the green, the pink, the purple, the apricot and the silver and the blue. They are not dupes, but as you can see, they are very similar. And like I said, the Electric palette is literally a more vibrant version of the Spectral palette. And I think that if you have both of these, and even both of these and the Creepy Cute together, you would be able to make some really cool monochromatic gradients. I think that both of these palettes are beautiful, and I'm actually excited at how similar the color schemes are, but there are no dupes, which enables me to do some really cool looks together. So I am digging this a lot. The last palette that I wanted to compare to each other, where can I have it? Here is actually the Deuce palette by Juvia's Place, and this was not one of the palettes that I myself had in mind for duping the colors, but it's actually one of you, thank you very much, that in the comments said that these two could be somewhat similar. And they do have some similar colors, even though some of them are totally lacking and totally different in the palettes. But maybe if you were trying to dupe the vibe and you have the Deuce palette, maybe you only have to add a couple of colors to be able to have the same vibe. But you will see that I think that these palettes are the ones that are the least similar. But let me show you. So once again, we have the Deuce palettes swatched on this side, and then we have the Linda Hallberg palette swatched on this side. You can see that there are some similarities, but definitely not dupes, especially not in finish and in undertone, and the brown, like dark color in the Deuce palette is obviously a brown, and the dark color in the Linda Hallberg palette is obviously a purple, and then the greens are very different. But I will say that like khaki green is almost like a silver, so those are actually more similar than you would think. But yeah, some similarities, but again, definitely not dupes. And I think that was everything that I wanted to say about the palette. I do realize that for some people, $59 is definitely like up there. It's not possible, and never like buy things that you can't afford. That should be like the mindset for your entire life. Don't buy things that you don't feel like you can afford. But if you can afford it and you were eyeing this palette, I think it's a nice palette. I think it's a nice palette. Is it the most inspirational palette I've ever used in my life? Probably not. I do like the looks I've done, and I will say that in the future I will probably most use this palette together with other palettes, because I feel like there's a lot of potential within these tones to bring in other things that I like and use together with this palette. I like all of these shades. I don't necessarily think I like all of these shades. Like, I wouldn't want to make a one palette, like using all the shades in one palette. I wouldn't want to do that with this palette, because I don't feel like all of them together would look good at the same time, this way I feel with other palettes. But I do like them. I like all the shades. I don't think that any of these are a dud. And yeah, this is the kind of palette that I would probably bring traveling together with something else, because it's slim, it's sturdy, it's nice, and together with another palette like the Riviera palette, for example, I could bring both of those traveling and I'd probably come up with so many cool looks. So that is something that I could totally see myself doing. And I think that was everything for this video. If you're interested in seeing some looks, that's gonna come tomorrow. So if you want to see that, please stay tuned and I will have that up tomorrow for you. But if you already want to see the first impression of this palette, that's up here in the eye for you to see, so that you can see me using it for the first time. And yeah, that was everything. I will see you tomorrow for the video with the looks. Bye!